So people think we make money, right? The Texas legislature, I believe, was created for rich white landowning men to run Texas.
Willie D. Live.
But something else I've learned, white people vote based on their fears. Black people vote based on how they feel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, is that deep?
Feelings and fear.
And fear is a tremendous motivator. White people vote because they scared. White people scared that when we take power, we're going to do to them what they do to us.
So you answered the question for me, because I was about to ask you, why is it that white women not only voted against their interest the first time around with Trump, but the second time around, they did the exact same thing? This is a guy who has been accused of multiple sexual assaults. Multiple sexual assaults. This is to my point of how America really doesn't care about victims of sexual assault.
They don't.
Because at the end of the day, we have 95% of rape kits in the United States of America that are sitting in evidence rooms untested.
So did you know that when I was on city council, I'll have to send it to you, maybe you could show it later, that I refused to vote for Houston City Council to do a study on why rape kits weren't tested rather than spending the money to actually test rape kits. So, because my premise has always been, if you don't test rape kits, you're literally leaving criminals out in the streets to continue to offend. If you test the damn kits, then you can stop them. Well, you got to do good science, right? Because the HPD crime lab was jacked up. So if you don't have good scientists and you're dry labbing, which means creating fake test results, you might lock somebody up because you created a result that made it look like they did it. But again, the perpetrators are out roaming free. And in fact, I was on a special investigative report where I talked about all these people, all these men that went out and murdered and raped after there was already a rape kit where they had raped somebody and HPD just didn't test them.
Why do people that are from the black community, some people from the black community, think that being a politician is a free service? Like, they don't believe in fundraisers, like giving money for campaigns.
So let me vent about this just a little bit. So people think we make money, right? The Texas legislature, I believe, was created for rich white landowning men to run Texas. So we make $7,200 a year. That is what a state representative makes. And that's divided up over 12 months. And I believe that's so that we can have health insurance because it goes towards our health insurance. So for 6 months, so the session starts January 14th, I invite you all to come down and see how the Texas government works because, trust me, we affect you. All the laws that you get arrested for, we pass them, right? I mean, all the child support you got to pay, we pass that. Like, all the tickets you got to pay, we pass that. How long you locked up in prison, we pass that. Whether you get Medicaid in the state of Texas, we pass that. Whether CPS come to your house, we over that agency, we pass them rules. I mean, whether you elder abusing people, we pass those rules. Y'all really need to know what your state reps do. But back to, no, we don't work. Like, we work. And I make $7,200 a year. I have to work. I have to have a job. People are like, you stop practicing law? No, I have bills to pay. And I gotta make enough when I'm not in session to support me when I'm in session. Because I can't work. I can't be in court in Houston and be in Austin. I can't be in two places at one time. And so you tend to have a whole bunch of rich people in the legislature because who can afford to be in Austin for 6 months, right? It's not where you live. I live in Houston. I still got my mortgage to pay. Actually, that's not true. My house is paid off. But when I had a mortgage, I still got to pay for my car. I still got to pay my light bill, even though I'm in Austin. I still have bills to pay. And it costs money to win. So you want to know why people who look like us aren't elected? Because our communities don't support us. We don't understand when people say, give me a yard sign. Them yard signs cost $5. So if I buy 2,500, if I buy 250 yard signs, do the math. When I'm on 102, 102 knows that Black older people listen to it and they charge accordingly, right? So when I'm on 102, I could be paying $500 for 30 seconds. And what's the likelihood if I have one radio ad that you're going to hear it, that you're going to happen to be in the car and you're going to happen to be listening to 102? So it costs money. Election day 2022, I literally spent $47,000 on election day. I had to pay people at the polls. People don't work at the polls for free, so when you going to go vote and people saying, hey, vote for this person, that costs money, right? And if I have people at the polls, I can't have them at the polls all day without feeding them. So I got to go buy however many people I got at the polls. I got to go to Popeyes or wherever I'm going, and I got to feed them, right? I got to go buy water so they can have something to drink. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. And it's just very expensive. People are like, Jolanda, why don't I hear you on the radio? Because it costs money to be on the radio. You going to give me some money to get on the radio? They pay me $7,200 a year. I'm not independently wealthy, right? I'm from 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas. I'm from the corner of Scott and McGowan.